All right, once again, back on Jones Point Trail. What? Middle of March, winter, as you can tell.
Last day of February.
It is quite literally the last. Hey, this is a wonderful day to spend the last day of February.
Yes.
By the way. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it is getting windy out. I like it because I like the sound of the crunch. I'm going to waste some more power and turn up my brightness on my screen because it's hard to tell what I'm looking at. I've never been on this trail. I don't know what to expect. Trying to watch where I'm going and watch the phone at the same time is a little tricky for me. Maybe I should invest in one of those cool selfie sticks. Hey, they look goofy, but when you're trying to do stuff like this, I'd rather hold a selfie stick which has a handle than, you know.
You're still going to be looking at your phone though, it's just going to be further away.
Oh, and in case of any y'all on when I post this on YouTube, in case if anyone's wondering who I'm with, I'll somehow edit the intro in with this recording. But man, it's a pretty day out. As soon as I get into more review, because right now we're just surrounded by trees. Almost looks like a snow machine or a sledder came by. You know, I think that's a sled.
There's also been, I definitely saw some ski tracks.
Oh man.
Cross-country ski.
It looks like a bike out here too.
Yep. This is a very popular trail. There's also dog tracks everywhere.
Oh man.
Bring their dogs walking out here.
Well, you see all the cool little accidents all over the place. Well, not really accidents, but you know.
Acts
Oh
of
man.
nature. Oh, the sun actually feels warm today.
It's like what? Like maybe like 37?
Could be.
Which for me is extremely hot. Look at me sounding all Alaskan like, it's too hot out today. Oh, and yes, we are close to the airport, so.
Yep.
On their way to go land at our airport just a couple miles down the road. It's about 4 miles out the road.
I love our airport. That's about the biggest airplane it'll take, but we don't have any TSA.
Well, the weird part is that, like, it's like, yes, it's the biggest plane that we take, but we don't even get to ride them. That's mail. Have you seen the passenger planes? They're small.
I've been on a 10-seater.
From Hanks?
I think.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it may be an 8-seater, but yeah, I took a plane about that size on the way back from the Museums Alaska conference 2 years ago.
Sorry, I keep looking away from my phone, so it's like sit there and watch me drift away. Oh.
From here, look, you can see the ice. The sun is glinting off the ice where this person cross-country skied. They actually, the snow is actually turning into ice.
That's the crunch sound that we like to hear. Very, very popular dog area, as we can tell from the tracks. I'm trying to keep the phone looking forward so then the people know what we're looking at, but I want to go that way real quick. Why? Because it looks like a view over that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably one over here on this main trail.
yeah, but here's the first, like if you were to take this in the summertime with all the leaves around and everything, so it might get windy and you may not be able to hear me because we're going into a clearing and it gets windy out here. Once again, you can see all the dog prints and everything. I'm sure skiers have fun going down this thing. It's probably why it's so flat on the main part. But man, what a pretty day.
So we're actually on a riverbank here.
This is the what we call the Chilkat side. Chilkat is how I would spell it. But I failed English, so I don't know.
But this word wasn't originally English, huh?
This is Hangs. This is Jones Point Trail. And this is just another day in Alaska. Oh man. If I'm going to keep doing videos like this will certainly get me out more. There's an island out there in the middle of the screen. I believe that's Pyramid.
Yep, we're looking down towards the ocean.
I'm being blinded right now. I need like one of those sunglasses or something. It's bright out. I don't know if the phone can capture it correctly. But man. Get a good view of the mountains. I'm just using my cell phone, so if this is crappy quality, I'm sorry guys, but holy cow.
I love the way the wind has sculpted the snow behind these rocks.
Oh yeah, when it gets really blowing, I bet you as soon as you go around the corner, it's going to get a little windier. I don't want to chance going out too far, because
never trust ice.
Especially, you know, but this is what we as locals deal with on a daily basis, and man, we get tortured.
Oh, come here, see, look how firm this snow is.
Let me get out of your...
I'm actually like pushing into the snow, and that's all the better I'm getting. This snow has been packed by the wind, partially melted, refrozen.
If you want to know who the best guide in Hangs is, the most educational, my personal woofer. You may want to explain what a woofer is.
Woofer, it stands for Wilderness First Responder. Basically, I've been trained what to do if I'm out in the middle of the woods and one of my friends gets hurt.
It's pretty much basic first aid for
when you can't just call 911 and expect them to show up.
Because like a lot of us, you know, we're let me try and get out of the wind somewhere. We'll try and explain this more. But man, that's a solid sheet of ice in front of us. Just another day on the Chilkat. Man, I can't imagine that my girlfriend, she spotted a seal up at like 23 mile, and for us that's way up that way.
Yeah.
You won't be able to see Cluckman from here, of course. I think that's around the point. Just around the point too. But I think that's the airport.
That's the airport. There used to be a village there.
Right, they opened that way.
Yeah, Cluckwan's up around the corner.
Cluckwan would be like, there's a point, I can't get it on the camera too well, but there's curves around, and there's a small village of Cluckwan. I kind of want to get around behind the barrier so we can help.
Yep. No telling if people can actually hear us.
Yeah, it gets windy. When it does get windy, I mean, we get like near hurricane force winds up here sometimes. But you know, it's having a woofer around is great for those of us who are Alaskans, because you know, I know people who will literally hike across all of this. They'll ski all the way across and hike those mountains. We actually had someone who got lost on that side last winter, I believe, or not last winter, but last year, sometime in September, and he was missing for like almost 2-3 days.
Oh, the guy who was berry picking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's his birthday today.
Oh.
It's
well,
his
happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's here to celebrate it with us.
Yeah. He's actually one of my good friends. He's actually family for me.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, and it's people like her, so to speak, who, you know, it helps a lot on having those kind of people, because it's not exactly like immediate first.
Now, to be clear, I'm not one of the amazing and praiseworthy people who go out and do search and rescue and find people in distress. I just, if I happen to come along and find somebody who's just in distress, or
it's kind of like someone who is the emergency first responders, and they get onto the scene. You're able to set up and give them details about what happened. If it was like a broken arm, as simple as a broken arm, I guess, so to speak.
oh yeah, yeah.
Because that's mainly what we have happen a lot, is they'll fall off, you know, people will fall, you know, take in this wonderful view, you know, you're focused on the view, and you're not paying attention, and you fall off a cliff. It's happened, I've heard it happen so many times.
I've definitely had a couple of nasty ice, like just falling on slick spots on the road, because I was paying attention to the view and not my feet.
Yeah, and it does happen. It's, you know, it's too easy to get tripped up. Anyways, here we are back on the trail.
Let's see what's over in that direction.
Sure, why not? Once again, we are on the Jones Point Trail, and this is all new to me, so if I, you know, I'm trying to focus on where I'm going, so sorry everyone who is
Ooh, look. Okay, so I don't know if the phone will focus on them, but there are tracks here.
Oh, it's picking them up.
They're
I can see them.
2 and 2 and 2.
The-
Those ones are probably a vole or a shrew. So some little mouse-like creature that took shelter under that rock for a little bit.
If you have leaks in your house and you have critters in your house, it's the voles that. Yeah.
And that's vole with a V, not mole with an M. Very different.
It's why I love her. She knows all her. You know, we've gone through and found moose tracks before. Oh wow. And I decided to do this just for fun.
And here I am turning it into another nature walk. I'm so sorry, hon.
Nothing to be worried about. I want to see an outline of, you know, look at, we have more up here.
Yeah.
It almost looks like old, like really light tire tracks. Oh, we got dogs.
Yep. There
See?
goes one. Oh, I think I know that dog. Yep, I know those dogs.
Who?
It's Lynn's dogs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, hope they don't mind being recorded. Sorry. You know, I want to like witness my first track of a bird coming down and getting like a rabbit. Like, you've seen those in pictures and stuff, but to see it in real life is another, you know, in my view, is another thing.
Interesting. Looks like we've had a couple of little itty bitty mudslides here.
I don't want to zoom in and lose quality, but you can kind of pick it up there.
We can walk towards them as long as we get the heck out of there if they start to slide again.
I think it's pretty frozen right now. I think we don't have too much of a worry about that, but yeah, you can see how it looks like a natural mountain. It's like a mini mountain. It's kind of like how our mountains look like during the summertime, or roughly around now. I mean, that is Mount Riley, behind us?
That would be Rapinski.
Rapinski?
Yeah.
I get them confused. R&R.
Yes, it took me a lot of time to get them straight, but Riley is much closer to where I live than Rapinski is.
So Rapinski is like you see the views of like hangs behind a mountain. People like, you know, like what, like 3,000 feet in elevation. You know, those famous pictures of like people sitting on the rocks and stuff. That's up, that's up there. I was getting ready to point like someone's actually here. Ha! Ha! Like you're gonna see that. It's over that way. It kind of, here. You know, it's like in New Mexico where I learned how people, like, you know, for them to, instead of going, it's over that way, they kind of go, it's over that way. Hey, we're getting narrow.
Ooh.
Any kind of, you got like small dog tracks, bike tracks. You know, these are birch?
These are alder.
Alder.
Yep, Sitka alder. They've got little cones on them, which is unusual for a plant that has deciduous leaves instead of needles.
You know, and then you get the people who are, you know, they care about their trails, so to speak, but, you know, you get people who will come through and break the branches, but it's usually, as long as it's like in not like, as long as it's the branches are in the way of the trail, we kind of don't mind.
Yeah.
But, you know,
There's a difference between clearing the trail and random destruction.
we like clearing the trail, but we don't want it to be like so far back. You know, we'll find some other trails where it's like overgrowth sometime, but for right now we're just kind of meh. It'd be cool to try and find a tree that has that a moose has been by, or, you know, where they, during the moose season, they'll rub against the tree.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be as long as most of my other videos. We'll probably make this into a 3-part kind of a series, so to speak. I try and keep my videos short because my laptop just can't keep up with the longer videos. I'll try not to make it, I'll do it instantaneous, so to speak, but keep them short.
I want to come out here later in the spring and do this again.
The pine trees that we have here are Sitka spruce. I believe that's what those are.
Yep, so this is a Sitka spruce.
The pine needles, not the branch. You have a branch in your way on my phone,
Oh,
or
okay.
you know, on the video.
Alright.
But we'll in the.
Okay, it's alright. So
That's what I love about her. She'll just get in and start explaining things.
this branch right here. So this is a Sitka spruce. They've got pretty sharp needles. You do not want to find these in your sock, which is definitely a hazard of living in southeast Alaska. This is the rest of the trees here.
What did you say? Probably like a 4 or 5 year old tree.
At least, yeah. Depending on how the conditions are for growing right here as a tree.
Yeah,
It could be between. I'm not an expert on tree age by size, but it could be 10 years old even.
Yeah.
If it's hard to grow here, you'd have to.
I wouldn't doubt it with all of the alders in the area.
Yeah, this is a pretty shady place to grow.
I mean, there are some birch, but you got to know what to look for, and the way that we're able to tell, like that one is.
This one here, this is a birch. It's got.
I'll try and get closer. So, like, if you look at the bark, it's shiny, and it has
kind of peeling a little bit. So this is the birch, and here's a alder by comparison.
So like on here I can see that, you know, the alder has like a flat.
Yeah.
And the birch is shiny.
Yeah.
And there's no peeling. And what we mean by the peeling, and let me see if we can find a good spot, is if you look there, right up in there, you can see how it's peeling back a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's it growing. It's not dying, it's growing.
Kind of like a lizard.
Yeah, they shed their skin.
At least I assume that's what's happening.
That's what I assume too, because like I know that up north, you know, and down south, they make the birch bark canoes, and that's usually what they use. And there's only a certain kind. I'm not too educated about that,
Yeah,
but
this isn't something I know much about. But yeah, you'd have to have pretty big sheets of birch. You definitely would want to let that one grow for another couple decades before you considered it for that.
yeah. And we do get big ones around here too. The other one that we get around here is the cottonwood.
Yes, and I saw a cottonwood earlier on before we were talking about trees. I'll see if I can spot one. Well, actually, I think there's a couple of big ones up there, but
We're not going to be able to get
not
to them,
gonna be able
and
to see
it's
them.
hard to see through.
can't see the trees for the forest.
we can see it because it's the same thing as like trying to video record the moon during the solar eclipse. The eclipses.
Yeah.
You know, we'll try and do some more videos about like bushwhacking maybe, and explain about, you know, doing that. I think that'd be a fun idea.
Okay.
You know, and this is what we as Alaskans do for fun. We'll just go out, you know, I want to do these videos kind of as an education of like, you know, what it is that we as Alaskans do here in Haines. And start like just recording the whole trail. I got about 9 minutes before I got to stop and start another video.
Okay. Well, just in time. Here's a nice big cottonwood.
Oh yeah. They have the same bark as a spruce, as what I compare it to. Let me try and get out of here.
When they're younger, when they're smaller, like the aspens, not the aspens, but the alders we've been seeing, the bark is smoother. But you can see this one, pretty rough.
I'll try and follow behind, but I'm holding the camera, so.
Yeah, no, if you can film me from there, that's fine, because I'm just going to come here and say hi.
My outdoors woman. It's
Yeah.
lovely.
Poor guy, he started dating a bonafide tree hugger. Hello! But yeah, so this is a cottonwood. They're also known as poplars. No.
Sorry, I'm just trying to keep her to not run to people.
Oh, totally understandable. We're getting popular now. We're speaking of. Let's see.
Can I let her off?
Yeah. You guys are friendly. It's just old. Sorry.
Oh, okay. As you can see, yeah, well, this is just like another basic day in Alaska. I don't really want to do that too much. I think now is a good time we'll take a pause here and we'll continue after busyness.
After we're greeted by puppies down.